Good evening, folks. We've got a best of 3 for you guys today, or rather tonight. It's gonna be a PvT between our orange Protoss bbreeeed and a red Terran Timbo Slice. Now these guys had a bit of a dispute about whether or not Simone Biles is the GOAT of women's gymnastics, and so they are going to try to settle it here in this best of 3. Timbo believes that a GOAT cannot or should not have mental health problems, issues, whatever you want to call it. bbreeeed thinks it's okay, and looking out for yourself. If you're not in the right mental space, it could lead to danger, especially in gymnastics, where competitors are flipping around in the air like 17 times. So these guys have played before this exact same matchup, and bbreeeed has, I think, typically gotten the upper hand. We'll see how it goes this game, as he only has 2 workers in this gas. Is that intentional? Maybe not. But he's going for a Nexus now, very early Nexus. Does have his gateway already. Cybernetics core coming up. Timbo on the other end is getting a lot of barracks. 3 additional barracks on top of that first one he made. So that's gonna put him up to 4 barracks. And that tells me he's gonna go bio. This map, Beckett Industries, it needs to be mentioned every time that the rush distance is pretty short. So whoever chooses to be aggressive can get to the other side of the map very quickly. We'll see if that comes into play, if either player decides to do that. And Timbo, once again, with the odd wall, but as always, not the most important thing in this matchup. But again, I mean, what is going on here? On bbreeeed's side of things, his wall looking pretty nice. I think that's a 2 slot. That's definitely a 2 slot. So if this were a ZVP, Lings could run in very easily, but in this matchup, it's whatevs. bbreeeed sitting on his 2 bases. He's going up to Twilight Council, getting his robotics facility as well, but no follow-up from the Twilight. No charge being upgraded, no blink being upgraded, no Templar archives, no dark shrine, so kind of odd tech choice. Typically, if you get a tech structure, you want to make use of it somehow, otherwise it's just sunken cost. Now he thought about getting a 3rd gas, but changed his mind. He did put a 3rd probe onto that gas, so good catch, unless it was intentional and he decided it's time to put 3 there. Timbo has been massing Marines, nothing but Marines. I think he saw my game earlier when I was playing TVP against bbreeeed, but in my game it was dicey at first. And Timbo gonna start getting some Marauders as well, so I'm not gonna copy my build. bbreeeed going for a 3rd base already. Pretty undefended right now. His units are nowhere close. Again, very split up. Army supply of bbreeeed, only 9. All he has is that one zealot, these 3 stalkers, and this observer, which you can't even count as an army because it can't attack. Timboooooo, on the other hand, 34 army supply. That's all these marines and a singular marauder. 3 additional marines joining up. bbreeeed's going to spot all this with his observer. Should think about getting some more army, and he does warp in a few more stalkers. Still no follow-up for this Twilight Council. So once again, odd choice. All he has is the +1 weapons. He is starting to get Colossus, but no Thermal Lance just yet. And timboooooo looking to make a move, but he does not have medevac, so it's going to be very important for him to choose his stims wisely. 42 units, 41 now, after 1 died. So gotta be very careful with those stims, otherwise that's like 400 damage to your army immediately. And it looks like timboooooo being very careful, not stimming whatsoever. Just gonna let his marines do the fighting without any drugs, no performance enhancing drugs here. Does not really want to fight that Colossus, so. But he might be forced to now, and he's gonna lose a lot of this army to that Colossus. 16 kills, 17, 18. Oh my goodness, Colossus are pretty good. However, still no Thermal Lance from the Robotics Bay, and that means this Colossus only has 7 range. With a Thermal Lance, of course, that gets boosted up to 9. timboooooo continuing the pressure with his Marine army, 26 of them. So not sure why he went a single Marauder before, but he is in fact going all Marines, and this Colossus being worth its weight in gold. Those laser beams just pew pew, and the Marine dies every time. Kill count up to 25 for this Colossus, but timboooooo's unit production just non-stop. Curiously enough, his spending pretty good. I would like to see him spend that gas somehow, maybe on some upgrades. He is currently sitting on 0 upgrades. bbreeeed, of course, has had his +1 for quite a few minutes now. And timboooooo, he's pretty all in with this. He's been on 25 workers for quite a while. And now he's going in once again, pounces on that Colossus, finally takes it down. And what does bbreeeed have left? Oh, he has another Colossus, so I think he's gonna be just fine. These Zealots doing a good job of just soaking up damage, and this Colossus once again completely melting the Terran army with 13 kills to its name already. And this 3rd base paying dividends right now. Some cannons on the defense, shield battery as well, so if timboooooo attacks that position, which looks like he wants to, it's not going to be easy to break it. He is going for it, and it's worth noting that I don't think timboooooo has stim. In fact, he doesn't have stim, that's why. Stim only now about to complete, about 10 seconds away. And timboooooo is so committed to this. His main base starting to mine out. 2nd base was never even fully saturated. But just Marines, not gonna cut it. bbreeeed with the overwhelming lead right now. And a huge bank as well. 2k minerals, 1700 gas. He's up in worker count. His army count not up to par, however. And that's just because, I don't know why. He has 3 gateways. He's building a lot more. But he hasn't really been warping in stuff. But these Colossus, another one here, are going to be worth their weight in gold. 3 Colossus, I'm pretty sure will melt these Marines. No problemo. Now these gateways are going to finish up, and hopefully bbreeeed starts to warp in some additional units, spend his bank. He's going for a 4th base as well. Timbo finally trying to transition to a 3rd of his own. Couple observers going to be moving out to spot the 3rd, and now they're going to go home. I think bbreeeed using the F2 or all army hotkey, pulling everything back, and Timbo still on nothing but Marines. However, he is starting to tech up to tanks, but is it too late? 4 Colossus are just gonna destroy this army, and GG gets called. bbreeeed gonna take game number 1. Welcome back. This is game number 2 in the series. Currently leading is our now Zerg player, bbreeeed, up against his now Protoss opponent, Timbo Slice. So we are switching things up. Once again, both players are going to be off race, and if it should make it to the 3rd game, they will play their main race. Timbo going to start things off with a low ground pylon and a forge first. bbreeeed going for a spawning pool first. And what's going to be the plan here? It's relatively early. And Timbo gonna scout this, so the information is there. Now what's he gonna do with it? So probe pokes in, gonna spot that spawning pool as well. Gonna spot that hatchery, and that's gonna be important. Is he gonna drop a pylon? Yes, he is. Oh boy, are we gonna get a cannon rush? bbreeeed has no idea yet. However, the spawning pool is done. No lings being made, no queen being made. Queen just starting now. And bbreeeed with his overlords not sending that out into any useful location. And Timbo, maybe not sure what to do. His pylon's finished. Needs to put down a cannon or something. Instead opts for the Nexus. So then what is the point of this pylon then? You're just wasting it. Wasting that 100 minerals. Now he's gonna throw down a cannon, but is it too late? Lings are already here and... Huh? Huh? What? What? bbreeeed running right past. He had the opportunity to go for those cannons, but instead running across the map. Timbo gonna have a pylon and a cannon back at home, so probably won't be able to find too much damage there. And now these cannons are done. Third cannon coming up as well. bbreeeed shows up, however. The cannon not done. I thought it would have been done, but actually he might be able to take this down. And now we are in some strange territory here. Timbo desperately throwing up a pylon in the main base, but for what? He's going to have to fight with his probes. He's going to need to do some probe micro, maybe plug up this wall. He does take care of the lings in the main, but not... What is going on with these probes? Oh my god! Zealot comes out, and if this Zealot plugs up the hole, I think he'll be fine. On the other side of things, the hatchery, the natural hatchery of bbreeeed, has been taken down by the cannons, and I guess the probe got taken out. This high ground pylon, not sure why that was built, but that's gonna go down. And now, ooh, bbreeeed has range of the Nexus, has range of the cannon from the high ground, so he's gonna be able to take out that one. And this second one, I don't think he'll be able to hit it safely, but if he pulls everything, I think he can. Oh, he can hit it safely. Oh man, that's unfortunate for Timbo, who is now getting up a cybernetics core. He is sitting on 2 bases, which is nice. So the lead still in Protost's side. But what is he gonna do with it? bbreeeed, he has gotten his Baneling nest. He wants to go for a bust. And how are Timbo's defenses? He only has a singular cannon the front of his wall. In terms of units, he only has a Zealot. He is, however, getting 2 Stargates. And once those complete, he'll probably get Void Rays, I'm assuming. Now, is bbreeeed gonna allow that to happen? That is the $1 million question. As he's running across the map now with 25 lings. A little less because these guys are chilling here. bbreeed's rallies once again. And Timbo getting a second cannon. That's gonna help, but he's gonna need more than that. Banelings starting to morph, 9 of them. 2 Void Rays starting, and they're rallied across the map, but are they even gonna finish in time? bbreeeed morphing a couple more Banelings, and is he giving Timbo too much time? These Void Rays, first one about to pop, there it goes, second one right behind it, and oh, he pulls back, and now the Baling Bust has arrived. It's gonna come in, take out one of the cannons, but both Void Rays are here, and they're gonna be worth their weight in gold. Just killing everything. Of course, Lings and Banes cannot hit air, so that's a defense out of Timbo. Only 5 probes down. He is still up significantly in terms of worker count. 36 probes. It's only 15 drones. bbreeeed desperately trying to get a 3rd base before his 2nd is even up and running. And he also has to throw down a lot of spore crawlers, which again will cut into his worker count. Only down to 13 now, and Timbo with 3 Void Rays. I don't know what he's waiting for. He can go end this game if he wanted to. But he is, alright, now going out. Floating a lot of minerals once again, Timbo. bbreeeed. He does have his spores up, so he might be okay against the Void Rays. He has a good number of queens as well. This 3rd base, however, quite vulnerable. And now the Void Rays, where are they gonna go? Looks like they are going for the 3rd. Or maybe not. Or maybe yes. Maybe not. I don't know what's happening here. He spots the creep, so he knows it's there. And what's the play, Timbo? You gotta do something. Alright, he goes in. He could take out that spore if he wanted to, but no, decides not to. Goes into the main. Sees a few queens. Doesn't want to engage there either, but let's go for the 3rd. Why not? I'm gonna go from a different angle. Gonna get that building spore, and now he has access to the hatchery. 1 Void Ray doing fucking nothing. Now decides to join in. That spore tried to relocate, but got beamed down real quick. Hatchery gonna go down. And 1 drone doing nothing. Couple Zerglings gonna die as well. And bbreeeed forced to make some more spore crawlers. Timbo, he should activate prismatic alignment to deal with buildings, but he doesn't do so. Maybe he doesn't know about that ability. And bbreeeed gonna try to get a spire up. Where is it? Where's the spire? I thought oh, there it is. But he doesn't have that much money for anything, really. And what would even be a good counter? Corruptor's not a good idea. Mutalisk, I mean, if you have enough of them. But Timbo has a little too many Void Rays right now. Count is at 9. And bbreeeed only has enough minerals for 6 when this spire finishes. Maybe 7? Yeah, he can build 7. But 7 mutas not gonna win the fight against 9 Void Rays. And that is indeed what he is going for. 8th one starting as well. Timbo, once again, kind of just sitting on his units doing nothing, but going for a 3rd. And his worker count very healthy at 42. He's going up to a Twilight Council as well. Not sure what that's all about. Gonna get a fleet beacon, most likely for the Flux Veins upgrade. That is, of course, the Void Ray speed upgrade, making them very fast. And these Void Rays doing nothing still. These mutas similarly doing nothing, and I don't understand bbreeeed's rally points. Like, I guess he doesn't have the rally set, but now, how many mutas is this? 12 mutas gonna make their way across the map, and that might be bad because most of Timbo's army is here doing nothing. A few cannons at the third base, that might be enough to deter these mutas, but how about the natural? Natural's gonna be fine too. Why is he attacking his own robotics facility though? Mutas fly in, spot some cannons, don't want to deal with it. Timbo also going for a Warp Prism Stalker harass. Once again, chilling, doing nothing. Now they move in. And mutas find their way to the back, gonna find a few of these Void Rays undefended. And so the rest of them are gonna fly back home. But not before a bunch of probes go down at the same time. These stalkers in the main base of bbreeeed doing some damage of their own. Gonna kill all the queens, gonna kill a bunch of drones. Now the Void Rays show up back at home and they're gonna clean up all the mutas. And it's sloppy, but it's a hold out of Timbo. I don't think we can say the same for bbreeeed, who is down to 43 supply. More stalkers warp in. And that's gonna do it for game number 2, I think. GG gets called, and Timbo's gonna tie up the series 1-1. Welcome back, folks. This is the third and final game of the series. We are all tied up 1 apiece. So the last game gonna be both players playing their main race. It's gonna be our Orange Terran bbreeeed up against his pink Zerg opponent, Timbo Slice. Once again, the winner of this determines whether or not Simone Biles is the GOAT of women's gymnastics. So a lot on the line here. As you all know, what happens on the StarCraft battlefield is law. So if Timbo wins, then Simone Biles is not the GOAT. If bbreeeed wins, then she is the GOAT. Undeniably. So a lot at stake here, and what better map for game number 3 than 2,000 atmospheres? Perhaps the most balanced map in the map pool. I am not sure why, but I like it. I like this map a lot. And statistically, pretty well balanced in all matchups. This drone going out just to scout, look for any proxy barracks, but none on the map as we can see. bbreeeed getting his Reaper, and Timbo spawning pool not quite done yet, so he might have to do some slick drone micro against this Reaper, at least for a little bit while those queens are spawning. In fact, second queen late to the party. Typically you start your 2 queens simultaneously, so not sure what happened there. Maybe he over droned or something, or he spent some extra money on those Zerglings, maybe that's why. But that's going to be good enough to repel the Reaper for now. Queen does spawn there, and Overlord took some shots from that Marine, but is able to get away. Now bbreeeed going for an expansion of his own, gonna get a factory behind this, and I think it's gonna be the bbreeeed special. Or is it? Does he always get a tech lab on the factory? I don't know. Engineering bay going down? Okay, so this is actually something different. We don't really see this out of bbreeeed too often. But it is gonna be 1-1 upgrades for bio, and I suppose tanks out of this factory. Meanwhile, Timbo has just been droning up, getting more queens. I like that a lot. Queens, of course, very good units for the Zerg. And I'd like to see a few more even. Starting to spread some creep. That's nice. And he's droning up, getting his speed. Gonna start his baneling nest now. bbreeeed floats his barracks to get vision of that Overlord. But actually, no, this Overlord gonna get away. So, nice little micro dance there. And Timbo getting the upper hand in that exchange, at least for now. 1-1 upgrades for infantry on the way. Second Overlord pokes in, and what did it spot? Let's check the vision. It does spot the double engineering bay, spots the factory with the tech lab, so some crucial information there. Timbo should know now that it's not the bbreeeed special. And he should know tanks are going to be coming into play. First tank comes out. And bbreeeed going for a third command center as well. Timbo's third, of course, has been up and running for quite some time now. Going for a layer as well. Additional gas in the main. And only 5 queens, that means 2 on the creep spread duty. I would ideally like to see a few more. I always say the creep spread should extend past the third at the very minimum. And that's not happening just yet. But outside the natural, it's looking fine. Second and third bases are connected, so that's good. 1-1 upgrades from melee coming along, and Spire is going to be the layer tech of choice from Timbo Slice. And I don't know if that's really going to get too much done, because bbreeeed already started a missile turret in the main base, but only one. But he does have a good number of Marines. Once again, his army is like spread out all over the place. We got a bunch of Marines here. We got some here. We got 2 of them here. We got siege tanks over here, unsieged, mind you, so they do nothing for the defense. We got a random SCV over here, finished building a supply depot, and decide to take a smoke break or something. Third command center is done and morphed into an orbital. And we're going to be lifting off now to land at that third location. Timbo doing a lot better with the creep right now. Lots of active tumors down. And I would like to see a 4th soon out of Timbo. His Spire has completed, but no mutas on the way. And Timbo does this a lot. He's just chilling, waiting for what? I do not know. But he's got a lot of money. He can start 13 mutalisks if he wants to. Now 14 if he wants to. Hello? And he started the air upgrade, so he did not forget about the Spire. He's just not making any mutas. And oh my goodness, come on, you gotta make mutas ASAP, fly across the map ASAP, and find damage. That is the strength of mutas. They are fast, they are super powerful when they first appear before your opponent is fully prepared. And Timbo just waiting for way too long. This Spire has been done for over a minute now. Still no mutas to be seen, and there are plenty of opportunities in the Terran base to do damage. The third base almost naked minus these bio units, but then he can bounce into the main, get a couple tanks for free, maybe cancel these upgrades. And now Timbo finally starting mutas, but again, just so late. Fourth base is complete, not mining just yet. And bbreeeed actually sitting up with the supply lead, 153. So actually pretty close in terms of supply from both players. Worker count dead even, which is never good as a Zerg player. At this point, you should have all the drones that you want and need, which is usually around like 80 to 90. Timbo just now going up to 77. It's a little bit better. Now the mutas finally arrive a few minutes later than they should have, and they fly into the main. Get into a bit of a tussle with some Marines. Stick around a little bit too long. A few of them do lose their lives. Only one of them, rather. But I don't think that needed to happen. But it is good that it's only one muta that died. That does mean there are still 10 mutas. And Timbo did invest into +1 attack for them as well. So, again, you need to do something with these units. 10 mutas, that's 20 supply. That's just dead weight right now, just sitting here. Fly back in, see if you can find more damage. Go to another base. He could pick off a supply depot, maybe pick off a gas. Anything helps, and most importantly, if it causes this army to turn around, that would be golden. Right now, Timbo had a heavy supply deficit. Once again, not building anything. He sees this army on his creep. Only now does he start 17 banelings, but no additional units being made. We don't see any Zerglings. Ultralisk Cavern not even ready. He's going to sack this fourth base. And it's all going to come down to this engagement. When it happens, Timbo should wait. The fourth base is down. There is no urgency any longer. Just wait. Try to buy time to get up to Ultralisk. He's going to go for 54 Zerglings now. The Ultralisk Cavern is ready. No Ultralisk in production, however. That's going to be scary. 3-3 upgrades on the way. Adrenal Glands on the way. Chitinous Plating on the way. A lot of powerful upgrades, but they are not ready just yet. Timbo going to run in from a singular angle. Not the ideal choice. You're going to want to go in from multiple angles, and that's a bloodbath. A lot of Zerg units going down. Is this going to end like this? Yes, it is. GG gets called. Simone Biles is the GOAT of women's gymnastics.